And now we go from that to something that I don't think is going to trouble the 5-star thing. No, not with the title, not with the title like King of the Killers,
King of the Killers, yeah.
starring, and as much as we love him, as much as we absolutely love, isn't that right, Sharon? Starring Frank Grillo.
Frank Grillo, yeah.
Yeah, I love Frank Grillo.
As much as we love Frank Grillo, he is not. He is like, I remember there was a time we were reviewing a Frank Grillo film, and we said, "Is there any such thing as a Frank Grillo 5-star movie?" And we said there is one. There is one, and it's not really a Frank Grillo movie. It's one 5-star movie that Frank Grillo happens to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is Warrior.
Isn't it?
That's Warrior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Warrior.
And so, Sean, tell us about King of the Killers.
King of the Killers. Okay, so basically the film starts off. He's an assassin. You see that chap. These are the killers. So
For those of us just listening to the audio, like Sean has on, if you see this on our YouTube channel, Sean has a background that has a still from the film. This is a film, right?
This is a film. Yeah, this is a film.
Yeah.
So the guy with his arm folded, basically, he doesn't know. He's got a family. He's got a wife, and he's got a daughter, and he's a hitman, but they don't know. So he's on this job one day, and his wife just happens to be out with friends and says, "Oh, what's he doing there?" And something rather nasty happens, so he decides to give up. And then he gets this letter. His daughter becomes ill. Normal trope. His daughter becomes ill. It's going to be very, very expensive, so he's got to make some money. And he gets this invite to go to this building, and they've got the top 6 assassins in the world. So these are supposed to be the top 6 assassins in the world. And then you've got Frank Grillo. He says, "I brought you all here because you've got to kill me. So because I'm the best. So you have to, if you kill me, you're going to get a million amounts of dollars. You'll get loads of stuff. So, but you've got to kill me.
You'll get plot device. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So that's basically the plot, and then it goes to the different ones. You've got different characters that go, "Oh, I don't want to work as a team," and then you've got others saying, "Oh, I want to work as a team," and then you got like female femme fatales and all that, and they all decide to go and turns or tries to be very John Wicky, with lots of these.
Judging by your picture, it has the obligatory sort of like solitary female or the token female.
The token female, that sort of, they got the token female there, and they're all sort of different weapons. So you got like a Russian dude and you got the American dude that's good with and basically, so it's just these guys going through the house trying to, and there's obviously traps and obviously a lot of Frank Grillo's got a lot of advantages because
he's Frank Grillo.
Is what it is, but because he's Frank Grillo, and he owns it's in the mansion, so he can make noises or gas or whatever, and so if someone's getting the upper hand, he's got ways of stopping them getting the upper hand.
Yeah,
but you can imagine
Home Alone on them.
But you can imagine what the end's going to be. So so I would think
Does he die?
No, he doesn't. But there is. But
spoiler.
And if
Spoiler.
it feels like that isn't even a spoiler. It feels like
it's not even a spoiler. Seriously, this is. I practically summed up the movie. This is absolutely ants, basically. It's like
Total twaddle.
total twaddle. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. You guys are the best killers in the world. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you are the best killers in the world. I'm sure there must be better assassins than you guys. But so basically all you've got is that's the premise of the film. Like he needs money, so he goes to this mansion. And there's a few altercations between the assassins, shall we say, here, there, a bit of a lot of action, and then and I think it's wearing me out, to be honest with you. This sort of John Wicky shooting thing. I'm really
sure. I'm telling you, even John Wick has worn me out. The thing is, like, John Wick Chapter 4 has shown up on Amazon Prime, and I've had it on my watch list for probably about 3 weeks, and I cannot bring myself to watch it. I don't care how many good things people say about it. I'm just tired of it.
I think it's like
Continental, isn't it? Isn't there the television?
There's a television series, The Continental. No bother.
I think these type of films have had their time now. It's a bit like the superhero movies. I think the bubbles, with like The Equalizer and John Wick and this particular movie. And
having said that, I would watch The Equalizer 3.
Yeah, The Equalizer 3. Yeah, I mean they're pretty good, but do you know? Yeah, because they're not quite so furious. They're more sedate, I guess. There is action scenes in them, but it's more ridiculous. Whereas this is like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're just real over the top, silly, and I don't know how these guys take as much punishment as they do. Do you know what I mean? I've always had this beef about, people falling out of windows and smack their back on a thing, and then they can get up and they're just as good.
Yeah, they can get up.
Obviously,
break a couple of ribs
the
and
Tom
they can just
Cruise,
go
the Tom
skipping
Cruise,
away.
Jack Reacher movies and stuff like that. It's just they take this punishment, and your human body. It's like cars; they wouldn't be able to take the punishment. So anyway, I won't go on a rant of this. I can sum this all up for 2 stars, which is
2 stars.
all it's worth. 2 stars, yeah. Just for Frank Grillo. So, because Frank Grillo is good. He's the
He's
shining
just
light.
likable, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just likable. Yeah.
You know what you get with Frank Grillo. You know what you're getting.
You know what
with
you
him.
get with Frank Grillo. Yeah.
So
A bit like Statham.
okay. So the thing is, from what you're saying, right? This sounds like like almost like a trope filled kind of thing, but.
Yeah.
And what I was trying to say earlier with Reacher is like I feel like Reacher is trope filled, but it feels like it's on the good end of the trope filled stuff, and this sounds like it's on the bad end of the trope filled stuff.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in Reacher, when people actually take like beatings or anything like that, you see the effect of it. Like they're not just sort of like jumping up and going on to the next thing or anything like that. Well, even the fact that somebody gets stabbed in the leg and then for the rest of the show walks with a limp. I'm like, oh yeah, that.
That
perfect,
doesn't happen very often.
perfect. Yeah, but do you know what I'm saying with like cars and humans? They cannot take the punishment they take in these films.
Yeah, no, and I know what you mean, because it's kind of like I remember growing up watching films in Nigeria, and I remember growing up and you used to watch for people, people punching each other, you make that sound. And then when you eventually finally threw a punch, you're like, "What the heck?" And you throw a punch, and you're like, "That hurt my hand. How did they keep it?"
Exactly.
You're thinking, "Oh, I must have done it wrong because that guy just kept punching somebody over and over again in the film." And and then you watch Rocky,
and you would shatter every bone in your hand, wouldn't you, if you were punching someone's face like that repeatedly?
Yes, and you're like, okay, punching somebody actually hurts, and I think in the 80s that's what they sold, but nowadays people are getting more savvy, and enough kids like me who punched people in the 80s have grown up and realized it hurts. It hurts when you punch somebody, and those are the ones making films now.
Punch people.
So they should know better. They should know better.
They should know better.